This video is an accompaniment to my blog article about cinnamon two-tone cupcakes using cake mix and a couple of two-tone gadgets that Wilton manufactures. The equipment are an electric egg beater, some mixing bowls, a plate that has measuring cups, measuring spoons, spatulas, and a cup. I also require a 12-well cupcake pan and one or more of the Wilton two-tone plastic gadgets. Ingredients required are pretty much a plain cake mix, whether you want to use yellow or white, vanilla, cooking oil, water, eggs, cinnamon, nutmeg. You do need to use some spray oil before pouring the batter in. As for decorating after the baking, I happen to have a tube of decorative white icing, which I'll use. You can also really load it up with frosting or powdered sugar icing. This recipe is going to make a half batch of 12 cupcakes, so I will go ahead and measure out items. You should use a kitchen scale to measure the half box of cake mix. Be sure to read all the ingredients. Keep the box handy. Preheat the oven to 350 degrees. Prepare the baking pan and the plastic gadgets with spray oil. I've placed a little bit of the exterior batter After mixing the half recipe cake mix recipe, measure out half a teaspoon of nutmeg and 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. This may or may not be too much for the center column, and if that's the case, you can do what I am going to do, which is hedge my bets and tap a little bit of both into the main recipe. Then I'll pour out a third of it into the smaller bowl and mix the rest of the nutmeg and cinnamon. After mixing a small amount of cinnamon and nutmeg into the large bowl of batter, pour about a third of the batter into a smaller bowl and add the rest of the cinnamon and nutmeg and blend together. I've placed a little bit of the exterior batter into the 12 cupcake wells and placed the Wilton two-tone gadgets into column 1 and column 3, and they seem to have isolated the inner and outer parts of the gadgets. And now we'll proceed to go ahead and start filling the interior flavor batter into the inner rings. Before I can put the inner ring batter into the other 6 cupcake wells, I need to fill the lighter color batter into the Wilton gadgets that I've already started. Now on to pouring more of the interior batter into the inside rings. Well, I'm running out of batter very quickly, so this will be interesting to see how these turn out. Cupcakes are now all filled with their respective batters. Now I'm going to lift the two-tone gadgets and put the cupcakes into the oven. I baked the cupcakes for about 18 minutes, tested for doneness with a toothpick. If no batter comes out when you insert a toothpick, it means they're done. Slightly golden color is also another indicator that the cupcakes are done. Run the knife around the cupcakes to test that they actually come out of the wells fairly easily. I've already done that, but I'll go ahead and run the knife again so you could see what it looks like. Some of them have the center showing pretty well and some of them don't. Go ahead and lay them out onto a cooling rack. I set aside two of the finished cupcakes and now I'm going to cut into them to see how they look on the inside. Now let's see how they taste. Yummy.